Sorry. Good morning, Rancher. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another discussion on luxury wrist watches. Thank you for joining us. And we have the Rancher this Sunday morning. Hello, Rancher. Good morning, Sunday morning. Hello.
Hello, Rich Buddy. It's my favorite thing to do, and this is, you're getting older when you don't want to stay up and watch Saturday Night Live. It's just like, screw it. I'll just wake up early on Sunday morning and catch on a streaming service.
Oh man, I know. I'm a moderator for another huge channel, one of the biggest channels on YouTube, but it doesn't have to do with watches. It has to do with crypto.
Oh.
And the guy needs me to moderate too, because so much stuff happens on a big channel. But it's like,
oh yeah,
I'm always asleep by the time he comes on. Now I can't. The last few weeks I haven't been able to stay up. He comes on like at 8 o'clock.
Did you take advantage of the
8 p.m., man?
I hope everyone took advantage of the extra hours sleep, guys. Oh my God, yeah.
I did for sure. I'm sure you were surprised when you got a text message from me 2 or 3 hours as opposed to when I normally text you, right?
A little bit. Actually, this is Hotzi. If Hotzi could celebrate one day out of the year, it would be fallback.
We haven't seen Hotzi in the chat or anything in a long time. How's she doing? You know?
No idea, actually.
Yeah, speaking of, as a matter of fact, with all this crazy COVID stuff that's been happening for 2 years and everything in the world,
now
there's quite a few watch punters that we used to interact with on a regular daily basis that are like gone. Like, where are they, man? I hope they're okay. Like, for example, the infamous Chip Wong. Where the hell is he?
Damn. Yeah, I really hadn't thought about it, but it's one of those things. It's kind of like, yeah. Huh.
Isn't it odd that he's gone out of nowhere?
Well, I mean, or who knows? I mean, the thing is also, since we kind of started on the Archieverse, a lot of people drop out of there. So I'm kind of used to that, just from how I came into the YouTube watch world. I did have a good time last night. I appeared with Watch Gringa. Do you know who she is?
No.
She is
what happened? You had a good time with
Canadian,
her? Huh? You had a good time with her?
Yeah, we had a very pleasant live stream, and it was nice. It's a
it was a live stream you went on. Cool.
Yes. And she's a Canadian female preacher, or I guess minister, and she rocks. Actually, I've been starting getting into her channel, and it's one of those ones which kind of covers the watch world from the perspective of the collector.
That's cool. Sounds like an interesting person.
It really is. And so it's one of those things. She manages to be nice and clean, but not be outright preachy about it or dull. She also drinks like a fish, which, well, let me put those. She enjoys her wine, and there's nothing wrong with that, of course. And asking all the right questions, I think, in the world of horology. Also, nothing was discussed about Louis Vuitton ladies' handbags or any of that stuff. So what's today's topic?
Let's talk about an article that I found, a couple of articles I found on Watch Time. But which one should we start with? Let's start with this one here on the right. One of a kind, 6 watches made from proprietary gold alloys. So I think they mentioned a couple of brands here.
So we're going Jewish.
Here, let me read the narrative here before it disappears. It says, what's even more exclusive than yellow, white, or rose gold? A gold alloy that's only available from a single brand. Here are some watches made of unique gold alloys. Let's see. Lime gold MontBlanc relies on its own gold color, which has a green shimmer and therefore named lime gold. Let's check it out. See if it's worth talking about. Montblanc's lime gold debuted this year in the 1858 split-second chronograph, which comes with green numerals and hands and a green nubuck alligator leather strap. Wow, $50,000, huh? We never talk about MontBlanc at all, do we?
Well, and like I said, I know and I love their pens. I just never really consider the watches. Now, if I remember right, I think MontBlanc watches Minerva is a nice little competent movement maker that everyone, that hardly gets any press, but sits there quietly behind the scenes and does its job in a yeoman fashion. And I think Minerva supplies its movements to MontBlanc.
Very good, very good. Yeah, we've never really had it. I've never heard anything negative.
No,
but like you, I mean, I have couple of the pens, and I've never thought really to cross over into their watch world. I think because the price point scares me versus the value of the brand. I'm not sure if they're in line. Like this, for example, $50,000 for a MontBlanc of this caliber. It's a high caliber MontBlanc, but $50,000 when you compare that to other watch brands, do they really think their brand carries that much weight?
And they're also doing it, and of course, they're also playing the limited edition game. So they're having to play the limited edition game to get to that number. And I don't know. I don't know if the two jibe. Now, on the other hand, or actually, wait. I have an idea if you'd like to hear it.
Okay.
Let's go on Chrono 24 and watch Recon, and let's look for used pieces of MontBlanc and see what they go for. And it could be, and it could be that MontBlanc might be the next Parmigiani. In other words, watches that are really great deals secondhand, or in the back of the boutique, not sitting up front.
I don't think I'd go that far, but
we don't know what they sell for secondhand or what they actually go for.
Yeah. I guess it's kind of like, World War I or something like this, where you don't want to be the first guy in the
development of tanks.
No, you don't want to be the first guy in the line. Let some other suckers go and try.
You don't want to be the first. You don't want to be the first one over the top. In other words.
Yeah. Let a few other people go and try to buy it first and see if there's any
machine guns
longevity in the brand and its value. I'll put on my Rolex trench watch when I go into battle.
Sorry.
So here it is then here. Wow, I can't believe the sun's up and I'm doing a watch show when the sun is up. This is kind of crazy.
All back.
So,
which actually,
we don't know the original retail on these though, but
right.
I'm sure they were a lot higher than what we're seeing here. That's for sure.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, see, I don't. Yeah. Nicolas.
Yeah, I don't think you can. I'm sorry. I don't think you can walk into MontBlanc and buy a watch for $5,000 or $6,000. I don't think.
No.
Boy, a lot of these look the same with that center dial, that center clock up there like that. You know what I mean? That offset.
It's probably because they're all using the same one or two Minerva movements, if I had to guess.
That's really off-putting, just seeing that right off the top. Like, for example, if I'm getting a MontBlanc, I'm definitely not going to get one that has that off-center clock now. Yeah. They all look the same.
Save this search, and the answer is no.
Let me check off that Nicholas thing. Maybe let's pull up some of the
Our most popular models.
Here we go.
Heritage monopressure chronograph. That's even.
That's nice.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I mean, the prices are definitely valid and in line on the second market. Like, these aren't bad. Like, if you want a MontBlanc, I'm not going to be against you for spending 3, 4, 5, 6,000 on any watch. Go for it.
Remember when we used to get Submariners for that price?
Very true. That.
Yeah.
This is the prettiest watch I've seen from them here now. This looks almost like a Patek.
Bleh. It's bleh. How much are they asking for it?
20, 21.
All right. Minerva movement. So let's see. Is it I would bet it's platinum.
Because you got to get value from somewhere in this thing, right?
Right.
Steel. Ouch.
Really? Ouch. Yeah. Is it a nice watch? Yes.
Is it $21,750 nice?
No.
Here we go. Oh, that case back looks pretty beautiful. Let's see what a Minerva movement looks like. Wow, looks pretty.
Yeah.
What we can see here, that's actually pretty nice looking. I'm not familiar with the components or the quality of the components, but
hey, Paul,
I really don't know where I would put Minerva in the middle of which two watch movements. Where would you? What level do you think you'd put that under or above?
Well, I definitely, I think it would be under Vauchour. I think it'd be under, certainly be under Agenhor. It'd be above, it'd certainly be above Salida. It'd be above ETA. So I guess middle-ish.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. And they're really boasting and pushing the fact that they use Minerva, so they're proud of it.
Yes.
I don't know who else uses those movements. Do you know of another brand or two that we're familiar with?
I don't know. If there's only a place where we could go and ask questions and have them answered for us quickly in like print or video form.
Oh, you mean or a watch channel?
Yeah. That's true.
What's it called? Watch Base?
Exactly.
Let's get
who uses Minerva movements. And of course, it's who uses mineral movements. It's like, oh my God, boy, this took no. This is not a joke. This is no. Yeah, this one. I'm not joking about this one turning to poop. It literally turned to poop. Minerva. Okay, Watch Wiki. There we go. I guess it helps.
Huh.
Today part of Minerva is a storied Swiss watch manufacturer, famous especially for reversing chronograph movements, and today is part of the MontBlanc in the Richemont group. So in other words, Richemont grabbed it off the garbage pile of history and then stuck it underneath MontBlanc.
Got it. So they have the liberty to use it.
Yep.
In a whole number of watch house brands.
But the funny part is, every time I've heard it referred to, it's specifically MontBlanc, nothing else. It's not like for instance, if there's a good ETA movement, which Swatch uses, Swatch will use it, will put it in anything, whether it's derivations of it. Whether it's Omega, whether it's Tissot, anything under the Swatch brand it'll get used. But Richmond is almost like it's like, no, apparently Richmond thinks no, Minerva will only make movements for MontBlanc.
And I'm not going to lie, I have it up on the screen. It's a very pretty movement, actually.
Yeah. Well, it's a kind of a joke. It's just like people think us rich oil folk don't know anything about ranching, but I'll show you guys wrong. Yesterday I went out and bought 50 cows and 50 bulls.
Go on.
Now that's the joke.
Oh, okay.
Basically, you would need like 50 cows and like 3 bulls.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, those panhandle state jokes. Those wherever the fuck you're at. Four quarters. Wrong state. Sorry. 4 quarter state.
We're pretty close to it. We're pretty close to it. I'm not gonna lie. We're like maybe 700 miles away from it.
Your jokes always go over my head, man. I gotta stick my head up higher.
And yeah. Let's see, 18,000.
Redneck jokes, man. I don't get them. Hello?
Yes. I'm trying to figure out how many hertz that would be. 18,000. I think it's like 2.5 hertz or something like that.
Oh, yeah, because Rolex is what, 21,000 beat, right?
Yeah.
And most other watches are 21,000. I just noticed that too. So that's it's a manual wind. Yeah, that's man, it's a pretty movement.
Oh, it really, really is. It looks like, yeah. And I can't. It looks like something. Yeah, if you were to scratch Minerva off it, but Patek Philippe or something, put a Patek seal.
You wouldn't know the difference.
What?
You probably wouldn't know the difference. You're right.
Exactly. Or the FB Journe, that's the background for this one. Except you can tell the anglage is quite a bit better on the FB Journe.
All right, here's another one with a specialty gold alloy. Blanc Pond.
Blanc, and again,
they're using palladium rather than silver, mixed with gold and copper, proprietary to the Swatch Group, Blancpain's parent company, and familiar to fans of another brand with the group, Omega, which has been using the same gold, the Sedna gold, which is included on the Seamaster diver since 2013. So that's interesting. I'm kind of glad we're doing this, because that's a good thing to know. I don't think anybody really knew that. They're using the same gold because they're from the same parent company. That's interesting, because we're all familiar with the Sedna gold that Omega uses, right?
Yes. And oil money watches, yes. Actually, the thing is, I've got a vintage gold Minerva, believe it or not.
Oil Money Watches says Minerva used to make movements for different brands and for their own brand of watches back in the day. Now it's owned by MontBlanc.
Well, it's actually technically it's owned by Richmond and stuck underneath it. Yeah, give it to MontBlanc. Whereas you'd think if they were a storied, legendary, ultra competent chronograph maker, they'd be making it for like more than just one other brand in the Richmond family. You think they'd be used 2 or 3 brands would be using it, taking advantage of it, but maybe not. Oh, hey, Rich, let me step away. I got a Clive stream real quick.
Okay.
I'd rather not do it on your channel.
Gotcha. I'll go on with this next one while you're doing that. So here's Honey Gold. We're familiar with this one, Honey Gold.
Or I could grab this
Lange & Son released limited edition models in Honey Gold at varied intervals since 2010, and they registered the official name as a trademark. Let's see, a 2-part. No, that's the dial they're talking about here. According to Lange, the association with honey came from the warm luster of the alloy, which is also harder than conventional gold alloys. The material derives its properties from a special heat treatment, as well as its alloys components, about which the brand provides no information. So they don't even give us the percentages of metals to metals in this. I think they came up with a good name on this one. It does really look like a honey gold. This one, it is different. They did find a unique gold color here. It's sort of in between rose gold and yellow gold. But look again here. I mean, price-wise and value-wise, $34,500 versus the MontBlanc at $50,000. And I mean, look, as far as the limited number of pieces, 18 MontBlanc versus this one is at 175. When it comes to the brand having so much weight like Lange versus a company that doesn't have any weight like MontBlanc, that damn limited number of piece on the MontBlanc side amounts to nothing. It really amounts to zero value, in my opinion. It'd be different if everybody was chasing MontBlanc and it was limited before there was a limited number count on a watch. So that's where the limited number will come into play. The damn brand needs to be in high demand already for them to even consider even making a limited piece, to be honest.
Okay, I'm back. What did I miss?
You know, I just was bringing up an interesting thing here. When you're comparing like the Lange, this one has 175 piece limited edition, versus 18 on the MontBlanc, but the price is 34,000 here versus 50,000. And I was just saying that the amount of the limited, the MontBlanc being limited to 18 really has no gravitas here, because the brand needs to be in high demand already before you can look and say a limited piece really matters. You know, I mean, yeah, that's kind of my point.
Yeah, exactly. In other words, it's the laziest possible way to try to drum up the price.
True. And it would be the cheapest possible way and the laziest possible way for a collector to get a limited edition piece in his collection without really caring about anything else other than its limited number.
Right.
That's how I feel. Yeah. Man, I mean, you know what? On the other hand, if you or I bought one of these MontBlancs for 50,000, would that really be a true fuck off watch? Because who in their right mind would blow 50 grand on a MontBlanc like that? That might be the crux of showing off, if you're into that.
No, I think it would be a fuck off watch, because every time we try to bring it up, people will tell us to fuck off.
Yeah. But you know, I mean, it's like you're not being careful with your money, thinking about how you're spending that 50 grand, then you must really have plenty to fuck off with then, I guess, you know?
Possibly, but yeah, I also agree with Rich. Arch might do.
Oh, he would do something stupid like that, wouldn't he?
No, he wouldn't. No, he'd be not unless he picked it up for just a pittance. He picked it up for like,
Look at the number of 2021 Lange watches for sale on Chrono 24. The bundling came from Richemont has become ridiculous for Lange. What does he mean? That they just went overboard on production?
No, I think the bundling game means is that they have one or two popular watches and they're forcing people to buy the less popular watches. So,
yeah. I gotta understand when you're going in and they're making you buy something to get something else. I got you.
Yeah.
Bundling.
Or they're forcing their ADs to buy a bunch of unpopular watches or less popular watches.
And to push those.
Yeah.
So how does that correlate to the number of Lange watches on sale in Chrono 24? People are buying Lange watches they don't want?
No, that's Chrono 24. Chrono 20. I know they have private sellers, but Chrono 24 is kind of like the backdoor for dealers. It's like it's the most public way that one dealer can sell a watch to another dealer, or to the public sometimes. They buy Saxony models to get a Lumen or an Odysseus.
Oh, I got you now. He's talking about the lesser desired Lange models that they're flooding the market because everybody's bundling to get those one or two.
Right.
Just the one or two Langes that everybody wants. Yeah.
And my response is instead of an Odysseus, I would look around. I would find a Glasuta original Panamatic Lunar or Pano Reserve on a bracelet, on the right bracelet. I think that one of those would go toe to toe with the Saxony. I mean, with the Odysseus.
Sure,
you have a lot better sense.
Roger Dubuis, Eon Gold. Roger developed its own alloy for its movements in rose gold to provide them with a resistance against tarnishing and called them Eon Gold. The blend also withstands salt water. Doesn't gold withstand salt water already anyway? That's why they find treasures in the ocean. That's actually kind of amazing when you think about it from a metallurgic point of view, that such a soft, pliable metal like gold can withstand the deterioration process of salt.
Yes.
I've never gone over that in chemistry or discussed it in class or anything. So I'm not even sure what the basic, without going into it. It's kind of surprising.
Treat yourself, Rich. It's only 1 Bitcoin. Come on.
Man, I made a risky move with my Bitcoin, so I'm in a position now where I have to make up my my differentials because I left Bitcoin. I really don't have any Bitcoin. I went into other stuff, and I'm gambling hardcore with some micro cap coins. So I literally left Bitcoin. I think I have half of it. I have maybe one Bitcoin right now. Yeah. But when if my plays play out, I'm gonna double or triple up the amount of Bitcoin that I originally had. So I'm going for it, man. I'm a gambler.
Now here's an underachieving watch collector. Hey, underachieving. Mike Mangos was complaining about ALS bundling. Perhaps Watchbox is sitting a bunch of complicated Langes that might go down and resell.
That makes sense. I mean, look, Lange is a brand that nobody has ever sought after. Let's just be frank. It's there. It's for us to get. We go and get it. It is bought. It is top tier, but it ain't a sought after brand. Lange had to work their butt off for sales. It didn't come for them.
Well, I don't think it's the weekend unless I'm officially sitting down and watching Market Watch with Mike Spangos.
Yeah, no, I like that one. I like that guy.
Yeah,
that's the guy with the glasses, right?
Yep.
That always does the watch market update.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Market Watch. That's why. Yeah, it's actually called Market Watch. And today, spending the week back in Philly, that kind of stuff. My beloved Jets lost again. This week, my beloved Jets lost again. That sort of that.
But
these interesting pieces we got in. These are some auctions you need to pay attention to. And here's a brand you guys might not have heard of, but probably should know about.
What's that? Oh yeah.
First of all, like I said, I've also heard that rumors that they've been accused, Watchbox has been accused of trying to buy up some of the independents and manipulate prices on them, like LS and like Lange and F.E. Zorn and Mosher.
Well, they do try to push. Once in a while, they try to push a brand that, like they'll come out and say, this brand, get them while they're still low, and we'll see them going up one day. They do that a lot, and they're full of shit a lot on those.
Well, and like I said, and they may be the ones who caused it to come to fruition, but they were right. They were right about Mosher, though. Let's be honest.
About Moser going up in value and stuff.
Yep, going up in price.
Yeah.
And it's easy for them to do that if it's an independent manufacturer that doesn't sell, that just sells a few hundred pieces.
There was, the whole thing makes me think of, I can't remember, there was one brand just recently they were saying that about, and I was just like, man, you guys are full of shit to be saying that. Come on, man. You're really going to push that brand? I can't remember what it was.
Oh, even Roman Sharp was talking about that. Like, for instance, the chronograph. He said it'd be really easy he said, we'd just find a relatively rare, underappreciated Rolex like the chronograph, buy up the best examples, quietly, silently buy them up without drawing a lot of attention to it, and
lose your money. Because I don't think that turned out well. That guy, Roman, he's cool. I don't watch his shows or nothing, but he has the worst taste in watches. Every watch he shows is just an ugly, ugly watch. It's that Russian taste, and it just doesn't work, man. He's a Ulyss Nardin guy, and
like all Russians, but still.
Man, yeah, no, his watch taste is god awful.
But I think
you definitely do not want to take any of his watch buying advice.
However, I think he is right about it's probably easy for the right people to manipulate the market.
Yeah,
especially if they're talking about the right brands.
Yeah. I think Bud's shown me a couple of watches from Roman Scharf that he had considered before, once in a while, and I remember those one or two that he sent me, and I was like, oh my god, bro, do not touch that watch. I said, the only person in the world that will ever buy that watch from you when you want to get rid of it is going to be Roman. And he texts me back and he says, Roman's the one offering this to me. And I said, oh shit, man. Then you're stuck with that son of a bitch. Don't buy it. That was on two.
Well, what was it? I mean, and the thing is, though, with the current market, there's been so much. I've heard so much advice and like that on the past that, in light of the current market, has turned out to be completely wrong. I don't know how long that'll last. I don't know how long this will continue to be, but it's just like people using the shitter word on something, and then the former shitters disappeared or tripled in price. And James is saying, yeah, but then they buy yours for cents on the dollar. Yeah, James, no wonder. Yeah, that's how reselling works. You don't get that. Yeah, that's why. Like, what was it? There's a local mine, Discount Glenn Campbell, aka Rad Borchard, hates. How do I want to keep him vaguely anonymous? He really despises Tristan from Leo and Ferris. Hates him with pleasure. Anything he comes up with, he'll basically it's just like, oh, they're offering this once, and you can tell, and they just shows the eBay listing where they just bought it for like a quarter of the price.
Yeah.
But the thing is, and that's what, but Christian, And Tristan doesn't want to buy watches from people that watch the channel. He wants to use the channel only for selling, not for buying. Because if you are a really successful watch seller, in 75% of the time you are one because you're a total bastard.
You're what?
You're a total bastard.
Oh.
Because the thing is, you have to be able. We're all in house, yes, in your house. And the thing is, with watch seller, you have to sit there and do everything you can to downplay and to denigrate a watch that you're buying if someone's trying to sell it to you.
Oh yeah.
Everything you can. Make up stuff. Invent stuff.
You basically have to lie. Because the person you're lying to that's selling you the watch isn't an idiot. If it's you or I, we know everything about the watch we're selling to the guy. We know what it's worth, and he's going to try to talk down on the watch that we know everything good about it.
Right.
So I guess it depends. But, I mean, with the kind of watches I was mentioning before, the Ulyss Nardins, the Russian motif type watches, all those ugly watches, he could do that with those. And that's why he gets a lot of them, probably for pennies on the dollar. Think about that. I think he definitely sucks up all those unwanted watches on the market. Yeah. Like if Watchbox is going to say no to half a dozen watches because they know it would be hard to resell them, those are 6 watches Roman would pick up in a heartbeat because he can get rid of them like that.
Well, the thing is, on something like that, you want to buy from people that really don't know what they're doing, and you want to sell to people who exactly know what they're doing.
Well, but there's also people. Yeah, I agree. Sure, 100%. There's also people with different tastes too. Like, the Asian market will have different tastes, but not really. They have the taste for Rolex like us. But look, I'm really going to harp on that Russian market because that I don't know what other countries you might categorize in that. But when I say Russian market, you're looking at those gaudy watches, those weird, those eccentric, those most of them are ugly. They're like overdone. They're just not our style. They're a different style. But and probably because he speaks, I think he's Russian, right? He speaks the language, probably has a huge community that he can, so he has that community to probably sell those watches into, right? He has that market, whereas other watch guys don't have that.
Isn't Russia still under sanctions? So I don't know if you could, I don't know if he'll get those watches into Russia unless he's shoving them in someone's keister.
Oh, really? It's like that with Russia? I didn't know that.
I kind of thought they're still under sanctions because of the Ukraine.
I don't know. I try to, man, it's hard to stay out of politics. I try as much as I can to not know about any of that shit. I really do. But I'm being on the internet, it kind of comes up.
That's not politics. That's called news.
I try to stay out of the news then, I guess I want to say. I really hate the fucking news, man. But okay, Ever Rose Gold now. We got the Ever Rose Gold. We finally come to Rolex. We haven't mentioned Rolex at all, I don't think. Yet.
And they're some of the worst. Ever Rose,
Watch Praise upset with me. Watch and Praise upset with me because he's because of what I said about Lange. Bro, Lange, who chases Lange? I think that's what he's referring to. It's the only thing I could think of. But really, though, am I wrong when I say?
And people no one used to be interested in Mosier. Now people can't get enough of Mosier. So yeah, I'm just.
Well, no, but let's talk about that a second. Lange, which models? Okay, the Dedograph, bro. I mean the Dedograph. I made a mistake not getting that watch.
Lange 1.
Let me just stick with that Dedograph. We went over that watch so many times, and we let that watch go down to $43,000. And man, don't ask me why we didn't pick it up, because we had too much stuff on the table. We had too much stuff going on. But that watch has doubled in value from the $43,000 now. You believe that? I'm gonna pull it up for you. It's the biggest watch. That might be the biggest watch regret anybody could ever have in history. And if you don't know about it, then maybe you should know about it, because it will be your biggest watch regret if you ever wanted to get one of these. I mean, I wanted to cry when I saw the price change. What just clicked off? Are we still online live? I heard a bunch of power go off. Where's the rancher? Are we still live? Or did I lose you guys? Let me know. Are you guys still there? Or the rancher's on mute for some reason. Lange. Datograph. That's the one that got away, man, I'll tell you. Look at they doubled in price. You see? They doubled in price, 83,000 from 43,000. I don't even know how that happened. How did they go down to 43,000 and then double again? You know you're on mute, Rancher. We can't hear you at all.
Really?
Oh, there you go. So, yeah, this is the toughest one to swallow right here. But look, watch and pray, man. As good as this watch is, ain't none of us, at least none of us that I know, and none of the YouTube people have this watch. As much as we all praise it, whatever, ain't none of us have it still yet. I mean, I don't even have a Lange. You know, Archie doesn't have a Lange. Do you have a Lange? Does anybody we know have a Lange?
Saxonia. No, just kidding.
I don't know. I watch any YouTube, but yeah, that's a bummer right here, man. And when you're looking at some of the watches here that are being offered, some of them are 20 years old. Some of the datagraphs are 20 years old, and you could have bought one that was 2 years old, box and papers, for half the price a few years ago. Yeah, that's going to be the one that got away. But going back to Lange, though, I mean, man, there's not that many references that people chase after. I don't even think people chase after at all. I mean, the what's that Vader watch? So, I mean, there was very few models that they just attracted crazy demand for. What's the matter with Rancher?
Well, I'm listening to you jerk off on the datograph. I didn't want to I didn't want to break the spell.
Fuck.
And the thing is, the people about the datograph to that point bought it because they loved the datograph, and they had the kind of money to spend at the time.
You know, the timing wasn't right for me. That's essentially what it was.
Or the people that have, you know, remember now the overseas is so tough to get.
Yeah. Yeah, look at the price on that now. That's just, I can't even believe that price on that overseas. It's just crazy. You know, I was fully invested. I didn't do what traditionally people do, keep liquid reserves. I was fully invested, so I wasn't in the position to liquidate $45,000 for a watch. You know, when we had the COVID crisis and everything plummeting down. So when everything plummeted, precious metals, crypto, the stock market, everything collapsed right after the initial COVID shock. The data graph was $40,000, right? So it was half off, just like all the stock market and investments were too. So I had to wait for my shit to come back up. Timing. And then you got these. Nobody would have even been considering buying these two-tones, right?
Why?
I mean, you couldn't sell a two-tone Daytona a few years back, let alone any two-tone watch, let alone a Datejust, right?
Well, the people that have them are the people that weren't listening to the people on resale. They basically just got what they liked and they kept it.
This one's kind of interesting with the gold.
Yeah.
With the green.
Now, I actually ran into someone who, an older guy, who had a Datejust 2 with the same thing, except it was a blue dial with white lettering and white hands. And I thought that was really stand out. I thought, wow, that is nice.
That would look nice, yeah.
It almost looked like a Submariner, really. But then again, the Datejust covers, you know, the Datejust could be a line, could be its own line by itself. It could be its own brand because it has so many iterations.
So many.
Yeah. Thank you, Rizzo.
Hey, watch and pray. I got 10 blind boxes yesterday on the VV drop. 10. How many did you get? I just kept hitting buy and it never said anything. And at the end, it ended up having, I had 10. And I got 2 ultra rares. So I spent like $130 and I've already made 600 back. And I still have like 8 other collectibles or something. Magic Gold Hublot.
Wow.
25% ceramic mixed with the gold? Whoa, I never heard of that.
Actually, some young lady is texting me, so I will, if you don't mind, I'm going to excuse myself from this live stream.
All right, Mr. Rancher. You have a good one. Thank you for joining.
I hopefully shall. Thank you.
We'll talk to you the next time. Adios, amigos.
She's blonde and she has daddy issues. Things look promising.
Taco Sunday? You're gonna go have
no, actually,
famous
no.
tacos at the Mexican place you usually go to?
That's with my daughter, but no, that's going to be next Sunday.
Oh.
Or yeah.
All right.
Fortunately, unlike other channels, my kids haven't been to jail and they have jarbs.
We're gonna try to go to we're probably gonna go try to hit up a movie in a few
hours.
You
know, I really want to see. I want to see The French Dispatch so bad.
Oh yeah,
the new Wes Anderson film.
Man, you'll go for it, man. We go. I'm a movie goer because I got the kids. We go see every kids movie though. So
okay,
I probably won't be seeing that one. So
you probably won't. I did see Dune recently, and the new Dune. I enjoyed that one. All right, see you guys.
Right. See you later. All right, we'll take a look at a couple of more watches and then kill the stream. scratch resistant gold with 25% ceramic alloy. That's pretty interesting. Requires a unique manufacturing method. This gives a nearly invulnerable surface to watches like the Big Bang MP11 Magic Gold. Although the surface is polished, the material has a matte, high-tech look that differs noticeably from the appearance of purely metal-based gold. Wow, $90,000, 50-piece limited edition. And now this is a true limited edition. You know, it's got special components here. And I like this idea. And I like the look of the gold. Actually, this watch looks pretty nice too. This is definitely a fuck off watch. This is a good one. If I was going to get a Hublot, this would be the one to get. Okay, that's the last watch on here. All right, very good. We're gonna end the stream. Had a good little talk there with the rancher. Looked at some different aspect on watches. Yeah, I'll be picking that up too. Watch and Pray. I'm ready for it. I'm just reading your guys' comments here. Cool. All right, guys. Be good. Have a good rest of your Sunday. Looking for the music. Good day.